A London-based singer has been chosen as one of 6 hopefuls to represent the UK at the Eurovision Song Contest this year. Former Little Mix backing dancer Rachel Clark, who goes by the stage name Raya, is gearing up to perform in the live televised national final next month, where one act will be chosen to compete in the show. Before we meet Raya, let's take a look at her song Crazy.
I'm out of my mind, like I'm high all the time. Something changed me. The lights are shining so bright. Damn, you blinded my sight. Feeling hate.
Raya, huge congratulations. Great to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling?
I'm very excited, very excited. It's all just been going crazy since, well, crazy. It's all been going crazy since the launch. So yeah, it's just really, it's been great. Really, loads of support. Brilliant. Can't wait to get rehearsing. Talking
of which, we heard a little bit of the song there. Tell us about that song. It's called Crazy, as you said.
Yes.
What's the inspiration behind it?
So it's kind of, it's a song about having someone in your head that's making you feel like you're going mad, feeling like you're going crazy. Even a love interest that you've just met, or somebody that you're trying to forget. It can be anything, and it's kind of like feeling like you want to shout it from the rooftops. You just feel like you're going crazy about somebody.
How confident are you that you're in with a chance with that song?
Well, I think it's a really like Eurovision style song in the sense that it's got all the electro dance behind it, but it's also really poppy and really commercial. So it's kind of, it fits in with the chart stuff, but it could also really work on stage. I think it's got like a good all-round.
So fingers tightly crossed.
Yes.
I mentioned that you used to perform as a backing dancer with Little Mix. How did that happen?
I did. Well, I used to do, I did a couple of videos for them, a couple of like music videos where I was in the background, and I trained as a dancer before I actually became a singer.
What made you want to swap?
Well, actually, I studied like contemporary and all this different type of dance. I hurt my leg actually at one point when I was at college, and I'd always loved music. I'd always been singing, always been doing theatre and things like that. So I just decided to take the leap and move to London, and went to tech music school and just started studying vocals. And as I got into that, I mean, I just ended up going with the singing route and writing music and performing on stage. So
you have had a taste of being on stage, but by the sounds of it, this is quite a kind of different direction in terms of the Eurovision side of ththings. Have you always been a big fan of the contest?
Yeah, I've always loved it. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, what can you say about Eurovision? It's like completely out there. It's nothing. It's not like any performance you would have done before. It's, you know, huge. And I've always loved performing on stage. I've always been on stage. I've not done anything that's as crazy as Eurovision. But I've done a lot of really big stages and big arenas, so I'm used to being in front of crowds. Eurovision is going to be totally different, but I'm up for it.
Talking of it being totally different, how much of a sense is that you almost have to kind of shift a gear in terms of the kind of music, the kind of way you put yourself across, because of, you know, it's good fun, but there is a certain amount of what's the right way to put this? Good humour around Eurovision. I think it's fair to
definitely.
say.
I think that's what I got from, I met Greta actually, Reya El-Salahi, who wrote my song. She's a Eurovision legend, heavyweight, you know. And I met her for a coffee, and she was just like, all I can say to you about Eurovision is just make sure you have fun. Like, it's all about just having fun. It's obviously a really intense competition, and we're all rooting for our countries, but at the end of the day, we're all trying to have fun and just make sure that comes across and enjoy yourself.
It must be pretty nerve-wracking, though, because you're following in the footsteps of some very well-publicised acts.
Yes, yes.
How are you dealing with that?
Well, I mean, I'm just going with it at the moment. Like, it is daunting, but I think all of us are in this business for the challenge. Like, we've all trained, we've all been on stage, and if you're not going to keep stepping it up a notch, then, you know, it's kind of like gets a bit stale, you know what I mean? You want to keep stepping it up and trying to follow in people's footsteps like that.
Yeah,
so.
well, best of luck with it. I have to ask while you're here, given that it's the first time I've ever had another Raya on the sofa here at London.
I can't believe that.
What's the story behind the stage name?
Well, my name is Rachel Clark, my full name, and I was toying with names for ages, and then my friend Port Shields, actually another singer, he was like, how about Raya? Just came out one day. We were going with Raya Rose, and I just loved it straight away. I just went with Raya.
Well, it's a fabulous name. Good choice.
It is.
Good luck. Lovely to have you here. Best
Thank
of
you.
luck with it. And if you'd like to support Raya in her quest, you can catch her performing alongside the other hopefuls in Eurovision You Decide, and that's live on BBC Two at 7:30 on the 7th of February.